843 TV, where the Lowcountry comes to speak.
WHHI-TV, TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to a very special edition of 843 TV. Here in Old Town Bluffton, we've got Mayor Lisa Sulka. She is going to be wrapping up her term after almost 2 decades in office. Lisa, you've been amazing to our community, so we want to take this time with you to just break down everything that's happened in almost 2 decades that you've been a part of. So thanks for agreeing to join us today.
Thank you, I love it. Thank you for coming to Bluffton.
Yes, it's gorgeous. The tide is high, and you said it's almost high, not quite there. It's absolutely beautiful. We're here in the Wright Family Park, which is just one example of so much that has changed. So a lot to say, but break down some of the major things economically, geographically that have changed in almost 2 decades of office. 15 years as mayor plus 5 years on town council.
Yeah, so it's been a third of my life.
Yeah.
Actually a life that came with children, small children. So to look back and think where I started and where they are now, it's overwhelming, but blessings. So, gosh, where do I start? You know, we moved here in '93, and I was so honored to have written a foreword for a dear friend who moved here from California that did the tabletop books. She was a photographer. And in the foreword, I talked about life in 1993, which was kind of the same in 2004, even though a lot of development agreements and growth was on its way. We just didn't see it. And we were 1 square mile with one of everything. So I have lived, not even what people that born and raised here lived, one of everything. There are a lot of churches. 1 bank, 1 police officer, 1 restaurant, 1 square mile, many churches. So I saw that and I loved it. I loved it. But I also knew to get where we are today, you need to be supportive of controlling the growth that was destined. And it was coming off of Hilton Head like a tsunami. And we see it now going to Hardyville. So economically, I think we were good. We were 1 square mile.
And what is it now?
54, I've always said 3, but I guess everyone else is saying 54, somewhere in that range. From 742 residents. And when I ran in 2004, we were roughly at about 2,000 or 3,000, but the push was to annex Buck Island and Simmonsville Road. Those residents wanted to come into the town, and that was one of my agendas. That was on my platform running for council. Not a popular one, by the way, but one I felt was important. So with the mid-decade census, it would have put us at 4,500. So think about 2004, with Buck Island, Simmonsville in our town limits, 4,500 plus, because not everyone does a census. Today, I'm going to tell you we're close to 40. The census numbers don't say it, but you may as well count on it. We're at 40 within our town limits.
Yeah, tremendous growth. I myself moved to Bluffton in 2001. We're still here, and I've seen so much growth. It's really hard to keep track, but it's been great.
Yeah.
Now with growth, of course, comes the concern about the historic area, but the town has done a wonderful job of focusing on preserving that. Let's talk about that initiative.
Well, think about, I said when I moved here, within that 5-year period, 742 residents within a square mile. The thought from our elders and some people that are still here was, how do we create a special place? And they worked really hard outside of the town confines to create a historic district. And that was done, I'm going to be wrong, maybe in the 90s, might have been 86, it was 86 or 96, that we went to the state. The families that lived here knew we had to have a special place. And creating that historic district within the state confines, a true historic district, created Church of the Cross to become on the National Register. We're big time, not just a contributing structure. And decades later gets Campbell Church on the same register. So that was important, and I just think we took it for granted for decades. And we need to get this back up into the eyes of all the new people to know that this is how Bluffton started. Yes, exactly. Of course, remembering the history of where you were to where we came from. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with more. So stay right here for 843 TV.